Hey there, second graders. It's great to see you guys again today. Today we are going to be taking a look at a text in the workshop book. That's the key book, the smaller one. And the story we're going to be looking at is on page 54. It's called Finding Cal. So we're going to take a look at that. If you'd like to, before we get started on that story, I'm going to turn back a page to page 52. And there's 8 vocabulary words. And I'm just going to go through them real swiftly with you. And if you'd like to follow along and look at the words while I read them, that might help you. For some of these words, they might be brand new words that you've never heard before. Some of these words you might be like, Mr. Colwith, I've known that word since I was a baby. So we're just going to go through them quickly. The first word is decide. I decide. The next word is different. Friendship. Glance. When you glance, it means you just look at something real quickly, like that was a glance. Not a stare, this is a stare. But a glance, you just kind of take a real quick peek at something. Proper. The proper is the very appropriate way to do things. It is not proper to pick your nose. Proper means the right way to do things. Relationship. Stares. Oh, and now here's the one we talked about before. When you stare at someone, how many of you guys have ever had a staring contest with somebody? And the last one is trade. When you trade something, I give you something and you give me something. So we swap. Okay, so vocabulary words might help you as you read the story. I want you to read the story on page 54. As you're reading, I want you to notice something. This story is written as a diary. What is a diary? It's basically a letter that you write about what's going on in your life. So in this book, every day, and it's only like a 3-day diary, but every day the boy in this story, he writes in a book and he says, "Dear Diary." And some people, their diary is very private. They don't let anybody else read it. Other people share what they write in their diary, but a diary is you writing about your life, telling what happened and then telling your feelings about it. Okay? So I want you to read the story, Finding Cal, and then we're going to take a look at a question. Actually, we're not going to look at the questions in the book. I'm going to have you guys do exactly what the boy in this book did, which is write a diary where you're just going to tell about what you did. So I just finished reading this story, Finding Cal, and this is a cute story. And what's interesting about it and what makes it different from some of the other stories that we've read is it's not a narrator telling the story. This boy is telling the story, and he's telling it to his diary. So he's writing in a book. Of course, they made the book, they made the pages look like he was writing in a notebook. You see, just like my notebook here. And he's drawn pictures and written his words and told all about his experience. And every day, you see this one he wrote on September 25th, and then he wrote again the very next day, September 26th. And then it took him a little bit of time, but he did write it again. He's writing to his diary. And that's what I want you to do. We're not going to answer the questions in the back of the book for this one. I want you to write a diary. So here's what you're going to do. And I'm going to do it right now, but here's what you're going to do. You are going to write a little diary entry, and I'd like you to write 4 sentences. And you're just going to tell about what's happening in your life. So I will do that. Let's set this book aside. And I am writing today. It is October 8th. So I'm going to write that up here. Whatever your date is, you just write it up here. I'm going to write October 8th. And if I want to get fancy, I can write the year 2020. Now, some people save their diary for years and years and years and years. And they can look back and remember things that they did long ago. Some people throw their diary away right away. Some people keep their diary very secret, and some people share it. Any of those are fine with me. I just want you to write it. So I'm going to start. Dear Diary. And we write it almost like a letter. If you don't know how to spell the word diary, you can look right here in my video, D-I-A-R-Y, or you can look right there in the book. But since it's in your book, I hope that you'll spell that word correctly. Dear Diary. And then I'm just going to tell about what I did today. Today, I went shopping for my dad's birthday present. Period. That's one sentence. I told a thing. Today I went shopping for my dad's birthday present. And that tells what I did. Now I want to put a little emotion into it. I want to tell how I feel. It made me feel stressed because I never know what to buy for him. Okay, there's my second sentence. Let's go on. I ended up buying him a box of fancy golf balls since he loves to golf. That's 3 sentences. I hope he enjoys them. There, 4 sentences. And that's all I have to do. So, now it's your turn. Don't forget your Dear Diary. Don't forget your date up here. And then write your 4 sentences to tell about what's happening in your life. Maybe you want to talk about what you're doing at school. Maybe you want to talk about a talk or a fight or a friendship that you have. Or maybe you want to talk about something cool that you found. Whatever you want to write about, it's totally up to you. But it should be something about your life, what's happening to you today. Okay, hopefully your diary entry went well. Remember, we're going to write 4 sentences, and just all you have to do is tell about what you wrote. And as I said, some people like to keep their diary private. Some people like to share their diary. I'm going to give you the choice. I need to check and make sure you did this assignment, but if you don't want me to read your diary, you can just show it to me and I won't read it. If you say, Mr. Koloth, I don't want you to read it, I'll respect that. You just have to show it to me and I won't read it. You can maybe hold it upside down so I can't see the words. And if you're taking a picture of it to send it to me because you're a remote student, then just take a blurry picture so I can't read the words. But if you don't care, if it's not that private and you don't mind sharing it, then I would love to read what you write. I'm always interested in seeing what you guys have to say. So, finish up your diary entry, 4 sentences, and then share it with me, either so I can read it or so I don't read it, and hopefully everything goes well for you. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Thanks.